Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I am ready to pop some mats into the inner front and inner rear sections of my little mini 4x4 album. So I'm going to do that just now. What was I going to say? I completely mine went blank. What I would say is if you are, once this folds out, this is how mine folds out. If you're putting anything else in there, you maybe want to put some red tape on. But I am just doing a matte and a DSP top layer, and I'm not putting anything else on it. So I'm using my normal Tombow glue. So let's get going. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections on the front and back. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of matte layer, which is black cardstock for me, and these are actually 1/4 of an inch shorter than the size of the book cover. So these are 4 3/4 squared, which fits in there nicely. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, where's the 5th one? For the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, might need to cut another one. Right, anyway, let's get them stuck down. Alright, okay. So I just thought I'd take you through the process of me doing my very own first album using my own brains. Okay, so let's give that a good burnish, okay? So I'm going to open the album up like so, and then we're going to make sure plenty glue. If you prefer using tearing tape, please do that. Now you can see there's a little lip on here where I joined this page to this page. Okay, so this still allows for us to give good coverage for that matte layer. Okay, and as you go, always make sure before you commit to the adhesive that you're sticking down fine. Right, so this one here has the magnet on it. Now I have big confidence in me Tombow glue, so I'm going to just apply the glue directly on here as well as my mat. So I'm more around the edge. Oh, not that far at the edge. And I'm going to pop it on. And I am going to give it a good burnish. Fabulous. And now the magnet is hidden, but it still works like so. If you get any glue on your cardstock, just let it dry and give it a little rub off with the glue eraser if you have one. Okay. Ta-da! Right, now for the other 2 pages. Now the main thing is all our borders, all of our increments, it doesn't need to be absolutely spot on, okay? You're going to give yourself a sore head trying to do that. As long as you can see a little bit of the layer underneath, it looks pretty. Okay, so don't beat yourself up. Okay, right. So I'm just popping this one down. This looks like it's slightly larger, but that's okay. Okay, pull that out. Now I'm glad I'm doing this because this is the first section. What we need is we need a black piece for this on the top and the bottom. Okay, so let me measure this with my trusted what do you call it, grid paper. So this is 3 by 1 1/4. So if I do 2 3/4 by 1, so I need 2 of those. 2 3/4, I'm just writing this down, by 1 inch is the mat for the band. We'll just see this as a little flip over band, okay? Now I do have some pieces here that I can cut up. Always keep your offcuts, okay? What did I say? 2 3/4 by 1, because we can cut them up at a later time for making pockets or for making tags. Now, I've always wanted to make one of these. I just never ever committed the time to do it. Okay, so again, that is going to pop on there. We are going to stick it over our magnet. Now, this magnet's quite close to the edge. So maybe if you are doing this, pop your magnet further down. That's a little tip for me. I'm just going to mark that on my notes, okay, for because I think it's good to do that. So I need to add a wee section that says 1/2 inch from edge. Great, instead of just a little 1/8. Okay, let's stick this on. So, I'm going to put lots on because I want to make sure it's stuck. Okay, so now I think I'm going to make that a bigger section. Actually, let me scrap that. I'm going to make that let me see now, 2 5/8 by 1 1/8. 2 5/8 by 1 1/8. So let me cut another piece down. Okay, so 1 1/8. 1 1/8. Oh, that's the wrong bit. And what did I say? 2 5/8. I'm just going to be sneaky and cut the both of them at the same time. So 2 5/8 is 1 2 3 4 5. 1, the one in between 2 1/2 and 2 3/4. No, I need it longer, don't I? So it needs to be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 3 7/8. Oh, that's silly sausage. So it needs to be 3 7/8. I do apologise. So 3 7/8 by 1 1/8. Right, let me fix that on my notes. Okay, and we need 1 1/8. So make sure your card is nice and straight, lined up nice. Now my eyes are going on the wonk. And this one. This is a good trimmer because you can use the, and I've cut that too short because I'm yapping. You can use the, what do you call it? The lines on the actual trimmer to guide you. Right, 1 1/8. Let me do that again. What a wally! What a wally! Right, so here is the 2 bits. Let me see. 1 1/8. Yep. 2 7/8. Don't know where to put my other one there. Okay, so we have 2 pushers. Let's see. Yeah, slightly better coverage. I do apologise. Like I say, you just learn as you go. I think that's the fun part, it's just working it all out. So I'm just going to press and hold that for now. I'm going to pop that over. We are going to add our second piece. Like so. Okay, making sure that it tears over here. Okay, so just give that a little press down. And there is the first section. Ta-da! Right, let's do the rear. So I'm going to open this up to the right. I'm going to add wet glue, top, middle, bottom, left, right, and in the centre. Okay, I'm going to pop that in, making sure that it's away from any fold lines. Now this needs to come over ever so slightly. Just a little smidgen. Brilliant, and it's not catching on anything then. Awesome. Okay, you could always trim down, so it don't matter if your bits are a bit big. If you trim down, it's fine. But if they're too short, that's different story. Okay, here's the other mat layer for that section. Again, make sure it all folds in nice. You can always measure up like so before you commit to gluing. Right. Okay, and this one we want to give a good press down because now this is difficult because the paper went all wonky because it's not Stampin' Up card. Okay. Ta-da! Okay, we've got this bit in here. Oops. The inside here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. These are amazing. I've always said, since I started the Stampin' Up, I want to be able to learn how to do albums because I'd love a big shelf full of handmade albums. Just so pretty to look at. Okay, so we're one short, so I'm just going to cut a piece down. So 3 3/4. Where's my cardstock went now? So we need 3 3/4. Let's see. Plenty of scrap pieces or half pieces or bits that are already cut. So 3 3/4. No, that's 2 3/4 to show. 3 3/4. Getting all mixed up with my measurements. It's my eyes that keep going on the wonk. So 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And any albums I make, it will, well, going forward, it will be, I'll keep that bit for another page. It will be on Stampin' Up goodies, okay? Okay, so let's stick down the last piece, the last flap. So like a pull out flaps section we've done, okay? Okay, so I'll burnish that well. Okay, the enclosure works. So again, what we're going to do, we're going to get 2 pieces that measure 1 1/8 of an inch. So 1 1/8, 1 1/8, and it's got to be by 2 7/8. 2 7/8. That's what's thrown me, because this band's 3 inches wide and the layers of the pages are 4. Never mind. It's all part of the fun. If you find you're not working very well with measurements or that, just walk away, go and have a cup of tea, leave it overnight, come back to it the next day or an hour later, whatever your little heart desires. It's not worth getting stressed out about. And if you do notice it's wrong and you've already glued it down, just remove it before it commits itself to the paper, and then you can't get it off. But there's always a way. Like if I made a mistake in here, there's a way I would be able to do another one, and I'd just put it over this layer and then my DSP would cover it. So where there's a will, there's always a way. And I will make boo-boos as I go. You know I don't edit out my boo-boos, because it's all part of crafting. Plus I get to laugh at myself and you get to laugh at me as well. Okay, there we go. That is the inside fold out sections with their matte layer, the front and then the rear. No, I've got it upside down, hang on. You maybe want to do I'm just going to put an F there for front. B for back. Right, I'm going to write that with my notes because I think anybody doing this craft along with me will benefit from doing that. So, write F on front and B on the back. I just need Dummy's guide. If I'm reading something, I need it step by step by step. It looks a lot, but once you start doing it, it's fine. So, start again. So, page, the front inner. So, this is a fold out flappy bit. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mats. We've got the little magnet closure. For our pages, we're going to the inner rear, and it's a fold out to the right rather than fold down. And again, there's 5 sections. Okay, now it is time to add some designer series paper, and then I will leave till the next video. I'll just try and keep them short and sweet. Right, so these are 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, and this is retired paper. Again, I'm using retired paper for the same reason that I use the non-SU crappy cardstock, is just because it's a practice run for me. If you've got a directional paper, make sure it's the right way round, but I would recommend picking a paper that you don't need to follow a direction. So this is the beauty of the earth. It's a retired DSP, and I thought this would be an ideal one to practice with because I actually still have the big pack of the beauty of the, where is it? Can't find it. Oh, I have the ephemera pack. Don't know what I've done with it. I do have it somewhere, and I thought that would be ideal as well for decorating the inside and what have you. Okay, so we've got 5 mats, so we're going to need 5 layers. Okay, now it's up to you whether before this point, if you wanted anything else adding in, but I'm just going to keep this one simple. I will do some fold out sections or pockets and things like that on the actual 8 main pages. What I do not know though. Right. So just keeping with the flow of this gorgeous, gorgeous paper. Fantastic. Love it. Okay, I'm going to do the back and then we'll do the cover, the DSP layers for the little label. Not the label, the little closure section flap. The flappy my thingy majiggy. Right, again, I'm going to keep this facing the same way as the front. Blooming gorgeous. Blooming gorgeous. Right. Fantastic. A lot of people do their mat and their mat 2 plain. They would do the base mat patterned paper and then the top mat a plain cardstock because you're just going to put photos on them. But this one, if I decide to fill it for myself, you know what, we would just need to use 3x3 photos or something. So yeah, right. Oh, let's see. I need to break into another sheet of this. So I need 2 more bits that measure 3.5 by 3.5. So if I cut 3.5 there, if I cut it all the way down to 7, flip it over, okay, and then go up to 3.5. There's 1. This is just a good way to keep your 12 by 12 piece as intact as possible until you're ready to cut more out. Okay. Now this little scrap piece here, I will use that for the magnetic closure section, okay? But I'll cut that in a little minute. So I'm just double checking direction I was sticking. Now I ain't no expert. Trust me, I am a complete beginner to this. The main part is the spine that holds these pages. That is, once you know about that, and then how to put your pages in so that you've got pockets, oh, you're laughing. The rest is just all fun and games. So I'm really, really appreciative to my friend Carol for helping me out. Not just me, helped some other crafters out as well. So she's an amazing lady. Okay. Beautiful. So you can imagine how pretty this is going to look when it's all finished. If I had lots of gold cardstock, I could use that as the layer, but I don't. Right, so I want to cut up. So these tabs, these measure 2 7/8 by 1 1/8. So I am going to make them 2 3/4 by 1. And it's going to be a smaller increment than the page, just because it's a smaller section, all right? Okay. Now, you could do it. I think I'll just make use of this scrap. No point in cutting into that when I've got this. So, did I say 1 inch? Mind you, I'm going to have to anyway, am I? Right, so I need 4 that measure 1 inch by 2 3/4. Right, so 2 3/4 there. Again, pop all these to the side, and we want 1. Now this is going to show sideways. I could have cut it the other way, but it don't matter. 2. No one's going to really notice unless it's a really, really obvious break in the pattern. Okay, so there's our 4 wee bits. So we need 4 matte layers and 4 DSP layers. So let's get these stuck on. I am actually going to try and research and see how people make, you know, the beautiful, beautiful hanging down sections. You know, like they'll maybe punch holes in here and have a little dangle section. A dangle section, I'm sure there's a proper name for it. That's what I mean by I'm a beginner. I don't know what's called what. I know what a page is. I know what a folded out flippy flap page is. I know what a band is. I know what a pull out section is. That's about it. And I know what front, back, spine and covers mean. Right, okay, so let's do this. So I think this will form the second part of the class that I'm hoping to do. There's no point in recording it again. So if you're watching this as part of the class when it eventually goes live, thank you so much for signing up for it. And I hope you're having fun. Now, it will be good to have video on YouTube so that, just like this one, so that people can go back and refer to it after the live craft along. Just sometimes people might not catch something. Their head might be just spinning too much. So it is good as a kind of like backup. You can go to it as and when. Okay, so that is the video for today. That is the matte and layers, i.e. my DSP, black with DSP on my inside front and inside rear pull out flippy flap sections, 5 pockets on each. And yes, that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching all my bloops and all my little errors as well. Okay guys, thank you so much, and remember, if you're new here, do subscribe so you don't miss out on the next videos. Take care now, and I'll see you all soon.